all eyes now on Rafah. Israel is said to be preparing a ground invasion of that southern part of Gaza to root out the remaining terrorists and recover any hostages still alive in the hands of Hamas. The surrounding Arab nations are hoping this doesn't happen because, let's face it, the Palestinian population would be forced to flee. And they're, you know, where they want to go, they'll go over to their fellow Arab neighbors where they're not wanted. Oh, by the way, anyhow, the Palestinian president, Mahmoud Abbas, begging Joe Biden to do something, asking Biden, his BFF apparently, to pressure Netanyahu to ignore Rafah, where Hamas terrorists roam free and control the area. Joe Biden quickly followed orders from the Palestinian president, and he called Netanyahu, and he told him to leave Rafah alone. And 2 more hostage propaganda videos have been released, including one who is an American citizen, so it's hard to understand why Joe Biden would still be taking orders from the Palestinian president. Maybe Rav National Security Analyst Tera Dahl can explain. Tera, great to see you. Once again, weakness on display with Joe Biden. So why is Biden so eager to take orders from Mahmoud Abbas and pass it along to Netanyahu? I mean, essentially, Tera, Biden is telling Netanyahu not to fully get rid of Hamas if they're not going to go into Rafah.
Yeah, good morning. Make no mistake, guys, what you're seeing here, the Biden administration is fully taking the side and pushing the narrative of Hamas. They are the ones that are leading this, what Hamas wants. They want the permanent ceasefire. And that is what the Biden administration is pushing for right now. Why? Because their ultimate goal is to get the 2-state Palestinian state. They want a Palestinian state. It's not a solution. It's a disillusion. That's what you call it, I think. But that is what the Biden administration wants. And I'm all fired up this morning, guys, because here you have Secretary Blinken right now in Saudi Arabia, and he is basically saying that the Gaza war needs to end right before Israel is going into Rafah. That is what he is saying right now when he's in Saudi Arabia. And another point, these are things to look at, what the government, the Biden administration is doing right now. News over the weekend is that the U.S., the pier in Gaza, the U.S. Navy is developing, they're preparing, they're going to be deporting for operations to begin at the beginning of May for that pier in Gaza. Okay, so then you overlay that with, they just had a mortar attack there when the UN last week was visiting that pier by Hamas. So look at our U.S. troops being in harm's way, the national security implications. But then you look at the U.S. Citizens and Immigration. They just opened up 2 international field offices in Qatar and in Turkey. So why do you think they opened up those? Probably because they are planning to take those refugees from Gaza with this pier starting in May when those open up. And then another key area to look at a point is on May 8th, Secretary Blinken has to go before Congress with a report to say if Israel is abiding by the humanitarian conditions laid out by the Biden memorandum, national security memorandum that he created and signed in February. So right now they could be pushing to withhold aid to Israel if they decide, if their judgment is that Israel is not providing enough humanitarian aid into Gaza. And so those are all things. And you had the State Department come out not too long ago with their human rights report condemning Israel as committing war crimes. They have fully taken the side of Hamas over this and against Israel. And I talked to some people in Israel, and they are just saying that, the U.S. has completely sold them out, totally sold them out.